Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That's all, folks.
Um, so a little housekeeping before we get it popping again. Say hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
We have Zack back with us, you guys, from the beginning instead of hopping in halfway like a
Like a
poser,
stupid asshole.
like a stupid asshole. But so it's funny because I have now said so I've said Amy and you said Amy and I said Zack, and so why that's funny I'm gonna explain. There is a guy named Steven. He said I could use his name. It's the only reason I'm doing it. He said because there's so many Stevens in the world.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So Steven is someone I met on the interwebs, and he likes me to channel villains. I think I talked about it a little bit to Amy off of the show.
Okay.
But he likes the super villains, and he likes me to say really dirty things to him. And I told him that every time that I say one of the current co-hosts names in the podcast that he's allowed to, what's that word you always use, Amy?
Splooge.
Yes, that. So you'll notice maybe a little bit more than normal. I'll say Amy for fun, and maybe a Zack here and there randomly throughout the episode. So if you want to do a drinking game with it too, that'll be fun.
Oh man, I should have got
Um,
my vodka.
you should have.
Vodka. Jesus Christ.
Nipple
What?
check. So Amy, how are your nips?
They're great.
You're not
Are
sore at all?
are they really
No,
good?
they're really
Have you tried connecting anything and having them pull a little bit?
good. I have not yet, but I did take a vibrator just on the outside of the bra.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yep, that's good.
So you're welcome.
I had to
Hmm.
say to myself, splooge.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I'm a fan of the nipple piercings in general, and it's not like gendered or anything. Like I just I really like the aesthetics of it, and if there's an extended sexual benefit, like yeah, fuck yeah. But yeah.
There was so I'm reading a book today at my lunch, and the guy character, um, I guess he had to leave for to protect his wife from like bad shit, right?
Okay.
And she thought he like left her for another woman. And so meets up with him again later, and he's like, I never cheated on you, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, that's impossible. We've been separated for 15 years. And he's like, I'm serious. And so the book's going on, and you're like, how do you prove? Because he's like, I could prove it, but I'm not doing that right now. And I'm thinking, how the fuck can you prove you've been celibate for 15 years? So
Well,
then,
yeah. Jesus Christ.
yeah. So then it finally gets to the part where they're gonna, and I'm like, what is it? I thought it was like a chastity cage thing. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh.
He's just wearing a fucking chastity cage, which would
Mhm.
be insane for 15 years, but whatever. And so she takes his pants off, and he's got beads, silicone beads implanted in his dick
Yep.
at increments because he said that had been captured by the Yakuza, and that one of the things that they would do is for every year in prison you got one of these beads like inserted in your dick, and it takes 6 months to heal. And so this motherfucker got a new one every 6 months for 15 years.
Where did you, sorry, where what's the origin of this story, because it sounds entirely like bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's
Oh,
like fiction. It's fiction.
sorry.
But my point was
Would look like a beanbag.
No,
no, no.
I know a lot about dermal implants. That's why I'm asking.
Well, no. So the way that in the book, because obviously, again, fiction, um, the female character was like, "Holy crap!" Because all of her like the guys that were in, so she was like adopted into this family. She has two adopted brothers, and then they all were in a unit, and all the unit got their dicks pierced in different ways, like to remember one of their fallen, like Navy SEALs or what have you. And so she was like, they always talk about how painful it is just to have gotten a piercing. And so this guy, I guess the way that they described it is it was in like columns. So it wasn't like all just shoved in there willy-nilly.
Oh, okay.
They were like in columns. So it was like his dick was ribbed.
Oh.
Yes. No. I know exactly what you're talking about when
And
you're
so
talking
I
about.
thought, holy shit. Well, of course, because it's fiction, the guy's got an abnormally large dick. And so he was like, gotta be super wet because you barely could fit me before. And now he's got these beads. And I thought,
'Cause it's like
dear,
he has like an egg-shaped cock now.
oh my
Ribbed
God.
for her
He's
pleasure.
Jeffrey Epstein.
It was very,
He's here to make you not have a good time.
oh my God. Anyway, so moving on, we're gonna get back to the
Do you want to know more about dermal implants and penises? I know a lot
no,
about it.
no, I don't.
Why?
Not, I
You know,
can't.
none
But
of these
you
men
want
can
a
touch you,
Jacob's
right?
ladder, dude.
I do, I do, I do, but I can't.
I had talked to a guy who had a scrotal ladder, right? You guys know what that is? Okay.
I can use my imagination.
I'm
I
gonna
haven't,
describe
I
it for
haven't.
people. I'm gonna
You
describe it for
should,
people that don't know.
yeah,
Okay.
you should do that because a
So
lot
like
of
at the
Describe
people
it
base of
for our
the
listeners.
scrotum goes from like the base of your penis like back to the grundle, taint, whatever you
the
want to call
taint,
it, right?
yeah, perineum,
So you can get really shallow surface piercings. So it's like the scrotum for most men. I don't know every single man on the planet is the same way, but there's a line down the middle.
because it's where your vagina was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yes, you're
I like
100%
to trace it with my
accurate on
tongue.
that. And I like to think about it as my outside vagina.
You should, because
Um,
that's what it is.
It also gets me hard, so that's good. So anyway, you have a line down your scrotum again because it was supposed to be. If you did not get the signal to grow your mediocre penis, you would have a vagina flipped flopped with your scrotum. Yada yada yada. Anyway, the line that goes from your scrotum, whatever. So you would do like surface piercings, very shallow, not like crazy shallow, but like
That's how you get your ball sack ripped. That's how that happens. That's how that happens. That
I don't play sports, Angie, so I don't fucking
He
know.
doesn't play the sports ball.
And I like to comment, and every time there's a Super Bowl or World Series, I want every single person on my friends list to know I'm not watching.
good. Finish your thought.
I don't give a shit.
Finish your
Eh,
explanation of your ladder.
well, you
Sorry,
keep fucking interrupting me.
I
But
do
anyway,
it.
I think it's honestly you're like I'm getting too excited. This is very interesting, but I can't handle it.
I've had too many people talking too slow today. You can't have it. You can't have that.
Anyway, so you basically do several shallow piercings along the ridge of the scrotum, usually with captive bead rings or segmented rings, whatever, just like a ring, not a barbell. And you can space it however you want to space it. The more generous you are with the spacing, the more likely that one is not going to migrate or whatever. And if it wasn't apparently obvious, during sexual encounters where your scrotum moves, there's a lot of nerves there, and so it can help you if it's difficult for you to orgasm, or if you're normally not the top, the person using the penis part. Like you can get a lot more stimulation from the rings moving through the scrotum and all that stuff. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
What just happened in your brain cavity for that explanation? Like you were so can't say that word on a podcast.
I was I was trying to imagine
I that's what it
the
looked like you were doing.
okay, so why are you so fucking confused?
No, it was just like because your eyes were like closed and your arms were waving around, and I was confused about why your arms had to move like that.
Nobody
It
can
was
see
it was
what I
Nobody,
simulating
did.
the
no.
balls moving.
But what you're saying is like, oh, the listeners need to know how stupid I looked.
It's a interactive situation, so
I
that's
I
what
I I had taught I so I several years ago I went on to like Reddit, and I talked to some people, and I one of the people I talked to was a gay man who was into very specific things, but like one of the things that we talked about was like scrotal piercings, because there was, and there has been, and it's not very public. There's a subsect of the piercing community which is like erotic gay piercing.
Mhm.
And one of the things that he told me about was like somebody coming along and like doing scrotal piercings, like the scrotal ladder, like basically like again, base of penis to the bottom of the scrotum. And that interested me because I was like, am I missing like a community or something where it's like it's all just dick and balls and everybody's cool with it, and it's not like anybody's trying to have sex. It's just like we're doing dick piercings and ball piercings and yada.
Fair.
And I still have not followed up on that because I'm a little scared, to be honest with you.
That's fair. Well, if anyone knows about that, feel free to leave it in the comments because that would be super helpful for our friend Zach.
In the Baltimore area.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, networking is good too. So, like anywhere, and then also in the Maryland region. Um,
Yeah, I actually want to get the scrotal ladder stuff. It's just like if you go to a traditional, if you go to a piercer that has like very specific rates for things, you can't be like, okay, so I don't want to get one piercing, but I want to get like 30 piercings, but I want to pay 30 times $100 when we're going to be in the same place for 2 hours.
you should message. Oh no, Amy popped off for a second. You should message the guy that did Amy's nipples because he what you call it? He is like a piercer around other.
He travels.
Yes, that's what I meant. That's weird. So Amy just messaged that her power went out. That's weird.
you
So
wanna you wanna take a break until power comes
no,
back?
no, she'll pop back on as soon as her stuff comes on. That's why we just go with the flow.
Cool beans.
Um, what?
I said cool beans.
Yeah, cool. Who says that anymore?
Okay, read a book.
Re. I, okay. Anyway,
I mean, watch a movie. Have you watched a single Andy Samberg movie?
like current movies.
No, like 10 years ago. What are
That's
you
my
What are you
point.
doing to
Who
me?
said? That's
What
what
are you,
I said. Who says cool beans
Cool
anymore?
beans was an old phrase 10 years ago.
I know.
All right,
Time
fair enough. All
traveling.
right, I'm sorry. Just read the question.
Okay.
I'm being belligerent.
Can women really do no string sex? Or are
Yeah,
they more hold on.
sorry.
Or are they more likely to catch feelings?
You want to go?
I think everyone knows how I feel about this. Why don't you say what you think?
I think that it genuinely depends on the woman. I don't think that it's not like man versus woman of an issue. I do genuinely think that it's the person, because I've had casual encounters with women, and some of them were like very invested. I would say not many, but some of them were very invested, and I wasn't. And when it became apparent that it was not like mutual or whatever, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I thought this was XYZ. And then
Mhm.
they're like, no, but it's not every woman. Not every single woman I've had a casual encounter with has been like, why can't I meet your parents?
Oi. So okay,
Well,
so
you know my parents,
I
Angela.
I
So
mean I know your parents. Um, so have so there's some follow-up questions to this, and
Yeah,
then
sure, good.
I will give in my 2 cents. Have you ever felt unexpectedly attracted after sex?
No,
So it was either expected or you just never felt it?
no, it was expected. Well,
Uh,
I'll be honest with you. Like, here's the deal: casual sex encounters. If um if we are complete strangers and we're meeting, it's a one night stand or we meet on the internet or whatever. When I come to meet you, it's never like, oh, I'm actually interested in you, because it's like the interest was there. It honestly, it's like usually the interest is high and then the interest diminishes. It's never, oh, I just thought you were a casual encounter, but now I want to be serious with you. It
well, but I
was
mean,
like,
feel like I just because it's feelings doesn't like. Did you ever feel like unexpectedly attached generally? Like not like, oh, I want to date this person, but like had more feelings than you had anticipated.
one time. um, yeah, I exchanged numbers with somebody. I was out with a group, and uh, I was at like this was in Adams Morgan, and somehow I got like close with a woman, and she kind of like gave me like she clung on to me, and then somehow I don't remember exactly what happened. I was very drunk, and she gave me her number, and I was like, "Cool, this is like fucking awesome." And we met up, and the entire time that like we hung out, it was I was chasing her, and I think that to her I was a if it was almost like I was like the backup. If
Mm.
nobody else responded today, then I'll go hang out with that guy.
Oh, yeah. See, like it's always interesting to me because
I let this go on for like over a year, by the way,
that's crazy.
and we met up like 3 or 4 times that entire year.
See, out of all of my body count, which I'm never saying, I
87,000.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
Uh,
way too high,
it is.
obviously.
That is not accurate. But I think there's only been like 4 people, and that like I hooked up with, and then I never saw again. And I think some of it was me, like, because I'm like I just never reached back out. But I literally yeah. So pretty much, I have had the thought process of like, let's just get this done and go about our day. And then I
Wait,
will,
with sex?
yeah,
What time of day is that?
9 p.m.,
That's the
10,
end of the day, but
11,
I'm
no,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
9,
continuing.
10, 11, the midnight, the 1
No,
o'clock
I
at the
just, I
latest.
just, you're like, let's get on with the day. No, everybody go to sleep after this.
Yeah. But that, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, let's get on with it. But the thing is, people get attached. And I'm like, come on,
Angela, do you think that there's anything that makes people get attached?
my vagina.
No, we could be straight vulgar about it. I just
I
mean,
no, I mean it literally. I think that like the experience is um
all right, so we need to put this on like some sort of rating website where everybody can leave like positive feedback only. They're like, look, this is hands down the best vagina on the East Coast.
they have on FET. They have
This is the
literally.
reason why I need to edit this shit, because I'm talking shit, and you're like, oh, let me talk about my personal social media profile. No, like
I don't
don't do.
care if they go no, I don't care if they go on there well, and they're not. I mean, they could try to find it.
Look, I have a small penis, and I'm
Okay.
not trying.
Guess who's back?
I'm
Back
By the way,
again.
this is what I'm doing right now.
okay. Okay, so Amy,
Yeah.
to catch you up real quick, and I said
I
it
have a small
again.
penis,
I
and
said
Angela's
Amy.
mad about it.
I'm not mad. So the question was, can women really do no string sex, or are they more likely to catch feelings?
Fuck, I said yes. Where the fuck did we derail into whatever we just did?
Well, because I was explaining to you that people get attached to my vagina. So anyway, I'm just saying.
No, it's fine. I probably there's like a weird tangential connection. There's probably like an invisible line from my crotch to your vagina. So that's all I'm saying.
An invisible line.
Because we're not standing next to each other, but I'm sure there's weird trauma.
Okay. It's funny to see him in between us, don't you think, Amy?
We got a little Zack sandwich going on here.
Got a
Look,
Zack sandwich. You'd love it.
I both
You'd love
love and
it.
hate this.
No, you don't.
No, I
So the
said
next,
love and hate. There's reasons I
yeah,
like it, and there's reasons I don't like it. But no, wrong. There's no reasons I don't
that's
like it.
okay. That's what I thought. The next follow up is, can people train? Amy, answer this one for me, right?
Okay.
Can people train themselves to separate sex from emotion?
Absolutely.
Do we know anyone that does that?
Mhm.
Oh, who's got two thumbs and does that? That's good.
I mean, is that a purely female question or woman question, or
No,
is that?
no, it was for the party.
I honestly, I have previously. I had guy friends who had told me, I can't separate it, and I was just basically like, it seems to me like you just haven't experienced like a lot of encounters or relationships or anything, because it's like that always indicates to me that you are the person who's like, I've had two sexual partners, or I've never experimented outside of the typical stuff.
Yeah, seriously, like I am happy if a guy can be, and I'm gonna be real specific with this.
Be specific.
Because I don't want to say be emotional. I will say have emotions, okay? Because guys should be able to have emotions. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone should be overly emotional generally.
agreed.
But if a guy is overly emotional or doesn't know how to do the emotional regulation, if you're a stage 5 clinger,
I
I'm out.
I think there's a difference between being in touch with your emotions and allowing extreme emotions to dictate your life or your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're talking about stage 5 clinger, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's, for instance, if you hooked up with a guy and he was like, I think I like her beyond the sex stuff. I'm gonna message her and tell her like, I feel like there's more of a connection.
Mhm.
And then there's the guys that are like, we gotta marry her, you gotta marry her right now. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I mean,
there
well, and
again, there's a line, there's a demarcation point, and I think the thing is like, you're like, oh, guys that are into me or obsessed with me could be true, 100%, but it's also like men are like really dumb about stuff like that, I think.
and I don't think they were obsessed. I think they're obsessed with my vagina.
I I'm trying to make it you're like there's a category of men that are just basically like, that's the best my penis has ever felt in anything ever in my life. If it's a butt, a vagina, whatever, I'm like, I'm on board. And it's also kind of weird because you're like, if all I want is like a penis to just mediocrely do the thing, yeah, I'm gonna call that guy. But that guy being obsessed with you literally means nothing because you're like, I'm not fucking calling that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna interact with that guy ever again. That guy's on the block lists.
Well, I don't block people unless they're like crazy creepy, but like Who wants
Well, I mean, like,
mediocre dick?
how many? All right, how many people that you have said, eh, that have reappeared, you've granted access, so to speak.
How many mediocre dicks have I granted access repeatedly?
Yeah.
Some. It depends. So I
All
don't know
right.
how.
All right.
So
I
no.
assumed something that wasn't true,
Okay.
and I'm
Facts
glad you
not in
corrected
evidence.
me.
Well, no, here's the thing. So Amy and I talk about this all the time. I have this thing that's like a lottery. I get in the mood and I like fly fishing. I throw a line out to a bunch of people. And the first person, sometimes the first 3, whatever, that respond win. And so usually I throw the line out to my top tier guys,
Of
not the
course.
of course, not the mediocres. But if the mediocres don't message me in 45 minutes, or I mean if the high end ones don't, then I throw the line out to the mediocres. I will never throw it out to the low level barrel bottom what is it? Bottom of the barrel
Mhm.
or basement.
Yeah.
What is it? What is
No, bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
Yes, but there's another
Basement
No,
dwellers.
bottom of the barrel is
yeah,
accurate.
basement dwellers. That's not bargain basement. That's what it
There you
was.
go.
None of these
I will say
bargain basement dicks don't belong here.
I will say that
This is hot.
there
High
are
class
there.
basement. Well, not gonna say that. God, I forget that lyrics will get you in trouble. Mm. Lick it right the first time, or you got to do it over like it's rehearsal for the Tootsie commercial. I'm just kidding because I don't like oral.
Just so you're saying I'm just licking nonstop.
No, I was kidding because I don't like oral. Everybody knows that.
Wait,
Um,
what?
what?
I don't think we touched on that when I was here.
No, we touch on it all the time.
You don't like mouth on vagine?
No,
What is it that makes you not like it?
I get bored, darling.
So not enough stimulation.
No, no, no. I have nerve damage. It's a waste of my.
Oh man, god damn it!
I know it's a waste of my time.
No, no, yeah, I feel really stupid. But anyway,
You shouldn't. It's okay.
it's honestly kind of fucked up because you're like, couldn't you just take my entire legs as opposed to that?
I think I'd rather be able to walk.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I'm already blind. Like
Well,
I don't.
legally, but like you can still see how ugly I am.
Oh my god. Look,
Okay, I got
guys.
something for you.
I'll be honest with you, I'm so happy that I made you laugh
No.
because you because nothing else I've said in jest has been considered as such. You're like, well, I don't know.
A controversial question, follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think is the emotional cost of casual sex? So this,
You,
I feel like you guys will swap jobs for a minute, you guys, because
no,
this way you guys can therapize me and my decision to be like unemotional about casual sex.
before I throw my hat into the ring on this, Angela, do you feel like there is a heavy cost? Just yes or no. I don't need to know details. No, none at all.
No, I don't.
Okay, so in my mind, when it comes to casual sex, as a man, let's just say, for instance, I work in a public place where I meet a lot of women, a bar, a club, like a music venue, right? So it's like
Sure.
I meet women. They're constantly around me. I'm a figure of authority for a lot of women. That's a thing. And, so it's like, let's just say I see 300 women a night, and one of them is like, hey, you want to, whatever, you want to hook up like right now after the show, etc. The idea is you just be like, yeah, okay. Like if you're single,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm practicing safe sex, or, you
Right.
know, whatever your limits are. To me, the emotional thing for that, because I actually do know a guy that did essentially the same thing for years. and he's real dumb, I don't think that he has any sort of like emotional damage other than, well, I guess the damage is that getting sex is easy and being in a relationship with somebody where sex is not like constant is a problem.
So are you
So
saying that the emotional cost is higher in a relationship then?
the emotional cost, if you have been very active sexually with a lot of partners, and then you go to a monogamous relationship, yeah, it's hard to transition because it's like, again, if you work at a club that has people there 7 days a week, and you're like, hundreds of women pass through here, sorry, this is male perspective, hundreds of women pass through, one of them I'm gonna get, or is gonna be into me, and we can whatever, and this is happening 5 to 7 nights a week. Yeah, like your interpretation of like what is normal in a relationship will be skewed
Okay.
because it's like 5 to 7 nights a week having sex is not common for monogamous relationships, regardless of if it's man, woman,
I
woman,
feel
man.
like Amy would disagree with you. You gonna disagree, Amy?
I
I said common. I
Well,
didn't. That's
okay.
what I said.
Okay. What do you think, Amy?
I have never been in a monogamous relationship where there has not been daily sex. Um
I haven't been in a relationship that daily sex was guaranteed since I was 19 years old. And I'm going to be 40 next month.
Oh, so see, okay, so Amy, do you think that there's an emotional cost with casual sex? Do you think I'm stunted because of the
No,
choices that I make?
no.
absolutely not. I think that there's something that you understood. It's not the casual sex that has stunted you in that sense.
He's like, it's all the other things.
No, I mean,
I'm just messing with you. You're not as on top of it when you're drunk. Take that
There,
however you want.
I was drunk last
I
week
I
too.
feel like they're I think it's like a case by case thing.
Uh-huh.
I agree.
I don't like there can be people that they can just make all the connections emotionally and everything, but they don't have like a steady relationship. It's they're just constantly hooking up with people.
Mhm.
And then you have people that they can't even make regular personal connections like friends, coworkers, anything. And then they have just sex, with whomever they choose to put their penis or vagina on. But I think it's just it's case by case.
Yeah, it's fair.
Even in a
Yeah,
Yeah,
monogamous relationship, you can disconnect yourself.
that's true. That's true. I think the disconnect is I could see how it could be okay. Okay. So if there is a possibility for me to potentially have hurt feelings if cuz like I have had guys say to me, I'm not going to introduce you to my parents. Like you're the good time girl. Or like
this was pretty
you're
fucked.
what?
It's pretty fucked because it's like I've never had somebody where I was like, you are good enough to fuck me, but you're not good enough to like introduce to friends or family. Because it's like, even if this is like super, super casual, there's probably more to it than that, in my
Uh,
opinion.
well, no, I mean, I've had that. I mean, I don't. The funny thing is, though, like usually the guys that have said that to me, I have. It's like I go, I didn't ask, so I like it doesn't matter. Like it didn't
I'm
matter.
sorry.
But
I took that more derogatory than it was because you were just like, no, that was never on the table.
I mean, that's what. But that's exactly where I was going with it. Like the emotional cost could be for someone who's making my decisions. If I had decided, like, let's say today I turn over a new leaf and the next person I hook up with, I think is the one, right? And I say, oh my gosh, we have such a good connection, yada, yada, yada. And then they said something to me like this, where, like, oh, I'm not introducing you to my family because you're the good time girl. Well, then there is a cost at that because then my feelings could be potentially hurt. On the other hand, also, like, and again, I make certain decisions, but the guys that I've hooked up with, they don't most of them, because I mean, I'm not going to say all of them, because again, I agree with you, Zach, that like it's a case by case thing, and you can't say all or nothing. But most of the guys that I hook up with don't even want to go to get coffee with me. So if I took that more personally, where it's like, okay, I'm just a receptacle, um, then I could be sad about it. Most of the time I don't want to go out. There was only one time that I got my feelings a smidge hurt, and it was a smidge, and I think it was like the situation was just heightened a little bit because I had been consistently hooking up with someone during grad school, and it was one person, and we clicked really well, and we actually talked a lot. Like, I talked to him all the time, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, there's this thing. I'm singing at this bar. You should come out. A bunch of friends are coming out. You've never gotten to hear me sing before. You should come." And he was like, no. And so I was like, "Okay, let's not go out in public then. That's cool." But I think it was more like it was near my birthday, we were doing this thing, and so it was like all of the things all in one kinda made me go, "Well, damn." But in the grand scheme, not a big deal. Moving on. Why are men praised for sleeping around and women are shamed?
Patriarchy. Like, I don't think it needs to go deeper than that.
Do you think women are upholding this double standard also?
Yes, 100%. I've talked to women I know, and like women in their 40s or 50s who are like, like recently divorced will hook up with guys, but also talk shit about women who are actively seeking that sort of thing. It's like, oh, well, we met in a bar. It's different. No, not really.
You need new women friends.
Who, me?
If those are the women you know and are talking to.
No, I don't know these women. This is third-hand experience of another person.
Well, then they need new friends. Because Amy and I are joys, and we support and celebrate slutty women. Do we not?
Hell yeah.
the I want you to understand that the problem isn't with the hooking up, it's with the crazy guilt afterwards, and then that guilt used to suppress other women.
I would, Amy. What if? Okay, let's do a role play. You and me.
I
Okay.
love roleplay.
Okay. Oh God, you keep sleeping with everyone. You really should stop doing that. You are such a hoe.
Wait, no. That there's like brackets or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's like, you've had sex with or you've met up with 8 guys this quarter or whatever. I don't really fuck. I don't know. I'm done.
Well, respectfully, I may like to have sex with multiple people, but I see
37
you eat
men in
like,
a quarter, so
30
like why
times a
would you
day.
ever
So
come?
if I'm a slut, then you're a fat ass.
I'm definitely a fat ass, so
We both like what we like. You like
Yeah.
putting donuts in your mouth. I like putting dicks in my mouth. Where's the problem?
Well, I
can we
never.
can we do like alternate like dick in your mouth, donut in my mouth, donut in your mouth, dick in my mouth? Like, can we just like,
Oh my God.
Visual that's in my head right now is so great. It's like a cream filled long john. It's like shove
it's
and then
like
spit out and then dick.
Oh,
it's like one of those like dildos that like has like the ejaculating, but it's
oh my
just
God.
donuts on
Bad
it, and it's
dragons.
like
I own one. I own a bad dragon.
Are we still fucking recording?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
You do know I have more questions. You can't
Meet me after
volunteer
the
information
show.
like that and
Yeah.
expect nobody to be like, wow, now I need more information.
Maybe another time. Moving on to the next question. Does empowerment mean doing what men do or redefining the game?
I think that empowerment is it's ambiguous. If you think that it means that you can do whatever, men do, which is like
I can do whatever men do. I've been doing it.
I never said that you couldn't. I'm just saying my opinion is when it comes to like empowerment windows, it's like to me, do whatever that in whatever you could do. I don't think that there's a limit. And honestly, I think it's weird that people are like, oh, in 1685 you couldn't do that. Well, it's 2025. Shut up, you weirdo.
Okay. Amy, thoughts?
I feel. I don't know. Like, I think that could be both ways because you could quintessentially do what the dude does, or you could reinvent it yourself and do it better.
I agree. I think that, like, I feel the certain level of empowerment doing what men do. And I think we are currently redefining the game because we're on here and we're like, this is what we're doing. People, I literally, I've gotten multiple messages privately about how fucking funny we are, madam.
We are hilarious.
And one of my friends actually said, "Oh my God, you guys get me giggling all the time." Giggling.
Until I came along and everything got real fucking dry.
You're dry because you're drunk. And you're talking like Danny Glover in Jumanji. Super slow.
What?
Which Danny
was
Glover?
I was drunk last
Kevin
week
Hart's
too.
Danny Glover. Kevin.
Like the young
Wait,
Danny
no,
Glover?
Donald Glover or Danny
No,
Glover?
Danny Glover in Jumanji.
Like
I haven't
the
seen
old
that.
guy?
Yes. Yes. Watch it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, those movies are fantastic. Moving on. Are men shallow or just honest? And are women picky or just strategic? Amy first. Zach, you think?
I am thinking.
Are men picky and are women strategic?
No. Are men
Nope.
shallow,
Oh,
or
shallow.
just are men shallow or just honest?
Mhm.
And are women picky or just strategic? I don't think men are shallow.
I don't think men are shallow.
I think there's a shallowness to everyone on some
Absolutely.
level. But I think if you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted to someone. We've
Right.
talked about this.
Mhm.
Like, I could like Henry Cavill. If Henry Cavill doesn't like me, then that's a me problem, right?
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
promise you, if he
you would
showed up
never.
at my house, it's on
Eh,
like Donkey Kong.
Well, if he showed up and he said yes, but if he showed up and he was like, you'd be like, no, thank you.
I would try to convince him.
Well, okay, that's fair. I mean, that's a very
Henry, let me show you why you're
niche
wrong.
case.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I will do whatever you want. That usually wins. What qualities do you screen for first
In a relationship or
in a partner?
what? Is there like an example of like what is the most common?
Well, like looks, status, kindness. Like my sister used to
Oh.
say, she noticed people's necks first.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Don't all answer at once, Bueller.
Well, I was
No.
waiting. I didn't want to
No,
cut him off.
I'm just thinking because
Yeah.
it's like I don't have a good answer at all. I don't have because I was married and it was bad, and then the next serious relationship I had outside of that was bad, and then the next one was not great, and then I met my wife.
I mean, you still like you have qualities that you look at first, whether it's bad or good. You still have those.
It's more like, do we mesh, like, personality wise? I think it wasn't like, my marriage was bad. It was not well suited for either of us, so that was like an easy way to exit. And then, like, the next serious girlfriend I had, I just kind of ignored all of the issues that we had to try to make it work.
What attracted you to both of those people?
My ex-wife was, mostly that she was attracted to me, and
So that's what the quality is that they have to be attracted to you.
no, that's not. It was just that my first wife, and then after that, when we split, it was basically like, she told me I don't. I was like, you don't even want to be with me, and she was like, well, I don't want anybody else to have you.
That's abuse.
Yeah, no, that's why we're not together. But
That's
that's like the end of when I understood that it was bad. When it comes to partners, I literally am like, if we mesh on like it's several different levels of like where I'm like, oh, okay, we get along, we have chemistry, and then there's like, I mean, that's really what it is. It's like we get along on like a very basic level. Cause like me and Christy, we have like a bunch of random stuff that like we mesh on. Like there's a couple TV shows and random shit like that. But it's like I just haven't been that single in the last 20 years to
that's
really
fair.
know.
Well, no, but that's why it's good to have that opinion. Amy, what is your what is yours?
I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. I am definitely more a vibe over visual kind of person. Like, I
Oh
do have to
well,
be able to look at you with
yeah,
the
of
lights
course.
on. Let's get that
Yeah, that's
straight.
fair. Yeah.
Like, we have to be able to take a selfie and not use a filter all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
but
that's fair.
I like that connection. Like, music is a big thing for me. So, like, can we
Yeah,
vibe
for sure.
on that? Because I don't want to be in the same household with someone that can't tolerate my music and they can't tolerate my music. I mean, we can always use headphones, etc., whatever. But do we vibe on like social things? Do we vibe
Right.
on political things, family situations, things like that? So as long as the vibe is there and like we get along well, the looks part doesn't matter too much. In the aspect of looks, I do go typically more for the dad bod. So beard, dad bod, tattoos, we're good to go.
Okay. The next is I love this. Why do men feel fine about masturbating and women feel guilty?
Ooh.
I don't feel guilty. Do you feel guilty?
I don't feel guilty, but I've been made to feel guilty
Ooh, tell me about that.
over it. So the kids' dad very much was no toys
That's
with
horse shit.
each other or solo.
Man,
Absolutely not.
that's crazy.
I had bought one of those just little plastic, like $5 vibrators. And obviously, if I'm using it, you're not, and I don't, hang on, let me rephrase that. It's not that you're not taking care of business, but in this
Mhm.
certain situation, this scenario, needs were not being met.
Mhm.
I have a high sex drive.
Sure.
I need physical sex with someone else, but I also do myself.
Yeah, you need me time.
I need me time too, which I call Lady Jam. I get all dressed
Yeah,
up and sexy for myself
that's
and
great.
take
I
care of
like I love
business.
that, but I can't even imagine. I seriously like the concept of this, I love. And then on top of it, I think, no, man, I cannot just get I cuz I I am such a dude when it comes to orgasms because, like, when I am done, I want to just do nothing. I want to do nothing, and the last thing I wanna do is change my clothes, get comfortable, all this stuff. I want to be like, the whole thing that I say to people about falling or land where you fall or
Mhm.
something, and, like, you fall like kids, where
Mhm.
so, like, if you lean to the left and you're falling, you just fall,
Right.
right? Because 'Cause you're less likely to hurt yourself, and so to me, it's like, I have my clothes on, I do my thing, I move the thing out, like, I move the Hitachi, and I sleep, and what's funny is people are like, "You don't clean." I'm like, "Listen, no, I clean it when I wake up, because 'cause I'm going to sleep, like, please, no." Which is why I don't use the machine as
Right.
often as people would think I would use it, because it's just a pain to put together,
Mhm.
to get to make work in the way that I want, then to clean it all up, and, like, whenever I use it, I've told you this, I turn into Helen Keller, and so I can't fucking function after that. And so the last thing I want to do is clean up. And then what's worse is then I have like a panic attack because I have a fucking machine all put out in the like in the middle of the basement. And
Mhm.
if my sister just showed up, there'd be like this fucking machine literally in the middle of the basement. No, I don't like, and I really like, I don't think you understand how Helen Keller I am. It's like 10 minutes of not being able to hear or see anything. It's awful. Um,
So I'm sorry, but is there a reason why you haven't monetized this?
the podcast,
Is that a serious question?
we don't have enough subscribers. And
No, the Helen Keller thing. Jesus Christ.
what Helen Keller thing?
Oh, did I
The
just
fucking
imagine
machine?
the last 10 minutes?
No, I have a fucking machine and I turn into Helen Keller.
No, I know that. You,
But what are you
I'm asking
monetizing?
that.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that at all.
All right, all right.
Okay, so
That's
here's the
what I do.
thing. Yeah, Amy can do it. I'll set you up. I'll set you up and you can borrow
Mm,
it. Oh. Now, here's the cuz we're coming up to going over time. And so here's the rule now for the next couple of questions before we end.
Lightning round.
Zach, you have to be concise and not dead air. If you don't have something to say in a timely fashion, say pass.
absolutely.
We're
Uh
playing pyramid.
yeah.
I'm not
um
offended.
when did you first feel comfortable exploring your own body?
Mid-teens, maybe less than 15.
Okay, Amy.
So, because of being raised in such a strict religion, like it was a you wash your bits, you don't touch them any other way besides that. So, I didn't really get comfortable until I was much older. I was probably like 20, 21 when I was like, whoo, I can touch this. It belongs
Yeah.
to me, you know? But even like to be 110% honest, I didn't get comfortable with my own body sexually until after my divorce.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I wouldn't say 18, 17, 18, cuz it was like I didn't really care like cuz to me it was like I didn't really it wasn't a thing cuz I hadn't really hooked up with anybody until I was 17. And so when I realized that there are ways to make things really awesome, I was like, "Let's do this." But my with the exception of the Hitachi, which I didn't know that that existed cuz I'm not a fan of like my own like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You
And
don't do
so
yourself?
huh?
You don't do yourself?
Not with no. Like, I need
We
assistance.
prefer an automatic, not a manual.
Yeah, I don't like the manual. If I could do manual, I'd be a lesbian. I it doesn't matter. But I just don't care. And I have carpal tunnel, and I mean, there's just
Oh,
all the
shit.
things that are wrong. And so, when I found out about a Hitachi, I think I was, like, 24, and then it was like, "Whoop, There we go. This is it. This is how I live now. And so
Who-
I go through one every 3 months, the plug-in kind, so I'm not fucking around.
Wait, you're burning that shit up?
Oh yeah, you have no idea. I almost set myself on fire once. That's a story for another day.
I have so many more questions.
Okay, well, hold on. Wait, we're moving on. I guess I should say for the listeners, if you have any questions about the fire story, you just have to say that you want to hear the fire story and I'll talk about it. Otherwise, nope. Does religion, culture, or family play a role in masturbation, do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
I think that I was very lucky in the fact that I was not super indoctrinated with the Catholic aspect of because we literally had a class in Sunday school where ironically our neighbor's sister-in-law or sister whatever was the Sunday school teacher, and she told us about masturbation in Catholic Sunday school.
Who?
Miss Dawn, it's just talk to me about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even there for that lesson, but I thought that was like and this was before I even knew. I was like 11 or 10 or 11 or something like that, and it was just kind of like one of these things where I was like, what the fuck did I miss? And 'cause before I knew anything about that, but I guess because of that, I've never had weird hangups about it. I mean, aside from like being like, are you prioritizing masturbation over human connection? But
No way. See,
that's been
that's my point right there. Because to me, will I rub one out and go to sleep? Yeah.
yeah, sure.
But like
Same.
if someone was like, "I got you." I'm taking that. I'm not going to do it myself if I have an offer. You know what I mean?
Okay, the best way to describe
Am I
it is
greedy
that
then?
an orgasm that you create is a cheeseburger, and then the orgasm that somebody gives you is like a steak,
Yeah.
right? Would I eat cheeseburgers every day? Yeah, but if somebody was like, "I'll give you steaks 3 or 4 times a week if you never eat cheeseburgers," you'd probably be like, "Okay, yeah, probably. That's
Amy's
probably."
like, "Bitch, I'll eat your steak and have my cheeseburger."
I
I'll
have
be
2
honest with you.
cheeseburgers in the morning, some steak in the afternoon, and a couple of cheeseburgers at night.
Well, no, wait. Technically, you're bi, yes? So it's like a cheeseburger, a steak, and some pizza. Or no, wait, to be better. You get a cheeseburger, steak, and a taco.
And I do love me some tacos.
Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna end.
Can I say something real
Yeah.
quick? So
Yes.
when you said that about the masturbation, so yes, the religion thing does play a huge part in it because around 11, 12, I was like, ooh, that kind of feels nice. And
Yeah.
I would, but then it was like that connotation of you are going to burn in hell now would pop in there. So I tried not to do it. Once I got over that, I was like,
I never tried to stop. I've never tried to
That's the
stop.
thing. Like I went to Catholic school. I actually the church hall that was behind your house, Zach?
Yeah,
I gave head in that parking lot multiple times.
I think I probably also made out with a girl, but it's not. I'm younger than you, so
Okay, so last but not least,
multiple times. You're talking about the behind.
like where the snowball stand was.
she was just given a different type
You're
of
like,
snowball.
it's so funny. Did we stop recording?
No, we're not. We're not. There's one more question, Zach, and then we can talk about stuff you don't want to talk
Well,
about.
I'm not trying to talk about things that are like very easily tied to my personal life, and you're like, I blown guys behind the place. This is the address on it.
No, I didn't say the address.
I know you didn't say. God, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, men are more likely to misread signals, but should women have to be cold to be safe?
Yes, to both. And it's not because I want women to feel like they're not allowed to be warm with men or anything, or like people they perceive to like have ill intentions. It's more like the fact that it's like, until we raise the next generation of men who are like very well aware that unless a woman is very expressly saying, I like you and I'm into you and I'm inviting you into this thing, men in general are raised really shittily. And I think that for the time being, women have to just basically be
So,
shitty as
okay.
possible to discourage dumb men. And it sucks.
Amy, thoughts?
See, I have a hard time with that because I like I'm a very nice person. I'm a very social person, very talkative person. And
Yep.
sometimes that can be misconstrued as I'm flirting with you. And
Yes.
that's where I will make the definition of, if I'm flirting with you, you are going to know, because it's not going to be just, oh, you're so sweet, blah, blah, blah. I am going to make direct, intentional conversations and
Yeah.
innuendos to you to let you know, please fuck me.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
think we should have to change who we are, just like learn how to read the room.
And here's the thing. Ask.
Yeah.
Right? If you're thinking you could be misconstruing a signal, be like, I'm feeling the vibe here. I'm picking up what you're putting down? Because here's the thing. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast actually. Like, there's a turn off for me if because I understand, and this is where like perspective is really important for both sides, right? Because
Yeah,
like
of course.
guys need to understand that physically often they're stronger and more intimidating potentially, or any of these like things, right? But on top of it, if I invited you to my house and we have like chit chatted about things, you should know kind of where I stand. And if every 5 seconds you're like, can I touch you? Can I touch you right now?
Well,
Can I,
okay,
like,
no,
all these things, like, I hate that.
you're
It
going to the
the vibe.
extreme.
Of course,
No,
but I'm doing both because here's the thing. There there should be at some point an active communication where it's like we're vibing, this is the thing, this is a plan, whatever. And then yeah, but if you feel like you're going to have to ask me every 5 minutes, then that conversation must not have happened.
Hmm.
well, all right. Sorry. What was the original question? Because it's like, if we're both in the same place and we're naked, like I feel like all those questions have been answered. So like,
Well, I
what
mean,
is
that's
the
fair. It was just about misreading signals. So the next question would be, have you ever had your boundaries misread or misread someone else's?
Yes.
not my boundaries, but I definitely have probably misread boundaries, and I couldn't give you a specific example. It's just more like, like we're talking about, like we're both naked and there's like an expectation that there's going to be something, but I couldn't tell you a specific example. I just feel like it's probably happened, not that I want it to have happened.
Okay. Amy?
I very much have misread someone's vibe and tried to, how you doing? And they're like, nope, that's not what this is. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Sorry.
Well, and I think that's like a good like, "Oop, my bad." Like I think
Oh,
that that works. I
there,
think go ahead.
I do have a very specific incident when I was like 18 or 19. I invited somebody over, and I thought it was based on the context, it was like a romantic thing. And then we were like watching a movie or something, and like I kind of like leaned over, like to make out. That's what we did when we were 18, 19 years
Yeah.
old. And she kind of like really pursed her lips and was like, no. And I was like, oh, fuck me. And that's the only time that's ever happened to me where like I tried to make a move and it was like, You have completely misread all of this." And I was like, "We're yeah, we're like together and we're 19 or 20 years old. There's nobody around. We're opposite sex, like how is this not a romantic thing?" But
Happens
you
all the
know,
time.
that was an important lesson to me.
Well,
Just because a girl or a woman wants to be next to me doesn't mean they want to be on top
next
of
to
me.
you. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like I think because I've always been so blunt, like about everything all the time, and I like just here it is. Like I've always been like, here's the situation. I haven't had situations where I have misread or other people have misread because I am that person that goes, I feel like you want to bang? I'm down or I'm
Yep.
not or whatever, right?
Can it?
And so like that
Is
works
there
out.
like a list that we gotta sign up on, or
Yeah, I do. So one last thing I wanted to tell you because it's very funny, and then we're gonna hop off here because we went a little bit over, but there was some dead air that we'll probably edit out.
Sorry.
Funny story. I was gonna pull the lottery the other day, and I shot a message out to this person who was like on the wait list, and I said, "Hey, um, just wanted to see what you're doing later." He's like, "What time?" I was like, 8 o'clock. And he was like, "I'm not doing anything." And I said, "Okay, well, I've had a long day. I'm stressed. Lottery time." And he was like, "Okay, what side of town are you on? Because I got to get an Uber." And I said, "Oh, no, 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 no,
you
no.
don't drive, you absolute piece
Wait."
of shit.
So I said, "Did I know that? Did we talk about you not driving?" And he said, we did." And I said, "Oh." And I thought that's why I didn't reach out to you
Fuck.
for so long. And he was like, "It's fine. I could just get an Uber." I said, "No, let me explain to you why this doesn't work." So I do my setup. You come in, we do our thing, and then you leave. Are you just supposed to stand outside of my house like a weird creeper and call an Uber? He's like, "I guess that would be good to like if you could let me stay just long enough to wait for the Uber." And I was like, "No, see, everything about this I
Mm,
don't like." And so I didn't end up messaging him back because I was just like, "Nope. See, you just," I said, and I
Jeez.
literally, well, I did write him back and then didn't write him back after that. I literally wrote, "And my lady boner's gone now." So we're so done.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, on that note, if you want any follow-ups, everyone, ask questions. We will answer them. Hit us up on hardthingspodcast@gmail.com. All of the Spotify should be updated at this point, and I'm sorry for being so behind the ball on that situation. And that's it for me. Amy, you got anything else?
Nope.
You want to tell them what they could do?
You can check out all of our social media, my OnlyFans, and you can stay hard.
Bye, guys.